Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. It is Saturday and it is time for a hug. So we are working out of 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell. And today's hug is, where is it? That is yesterday's hug. There's our yesterday's hug. Some wonderful little gnome hug, and we did one in the watercolor pencils and one with the Starjoy Golds. And today's hug is the Woodman's Hug. So these are the woodcutters, like in the Wizard of Oz, the woodcutter with no heart, Tin Man, the Tin Man. So we are going to color a Tin Man and a Tin Woman for our hug today. So I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera. I'm just going to move you around a little bit there. And I'm going to see if I can find my clippy clips. I need my clippy clips so that we can clip it so that it'll stay put. So we'll clip that side. And we might have to just hold it. Like so. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is the Tin Man. So we're going to grab a bit of dark gray. And I'm using the Color colored pencils because they're on my desk. Because I was just using them for our Saturday color and chat. So we'll get the Tin Man all colored up and lovely. Now I'm going to leave some areas. I'm going to take a little bit of, where is it? I know I have it here somewhere. There it is. So we're going to take a little bit of sepia and we're just going to put in a little bit of rust. So a couple of little dark areas, maybe a little bit redder. I think we'll go with this one here, which is a little bit redder. So we're going to go with some saddle brown, which has a little bit more of a red tone to it. And let's see here. I have it here. Where is it? I think I would rather have bronze, which is number 107. It'll give us a little bit more of that rusty color. So I'm just going to sharpen this up. There, that's better. Give a nice good point. And we're just going to put in a couple of little rust spots. On his little friend here. Okay. Just making sure that I have all of the areas. So we're going to put in the rust spots first and then we'll go through with the gray. And then a bit of silver. Alright. And down here on the feet, of course, because that's where it's going to be the rustiest, because it's going to be reaching the ground and the water. I don't know why, I don't know how the Tin Man's not completely rusted out. Especially since he didn't have his oil for so long. Okay, I think we have some good amount of rust on there. And now we're going to take our dark gray and we're just going to fill in some areas right over top of that rust. Up under the skirt here. Yes, it's a skirt. It's a tin skirt. And we're just getting into those shadowy areas where it's going to be the darkest. So I hope you all enjoyed the Saturday color and chat. I had lots of fun. I love when there's lots of people in there chatting. Sometimes it gets a little too much because there's so many and I can't keep up, but I always have fun trying. I hope you have all soaked your nibs. For those of you who were in the Saturday color and chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you who were not in the Saturday color and chat, you might want to go back and watch it. For those that use markers a lot, you already know what I'm talking about. So we're just going to put in that shadow area from his hand, from his hair, and the Tin Man's chin. Now I don't know if this is a girl or a boy since she's wearing a skirt and has long hair. I assume it's a she. But you know what assume means. You know what happens when you assume. And if you don't, I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you because it's cussing. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go in with some silver. We're going to do all the other areas with a nice metallic silver. And right over top of the black or the gray and the dark gray and the rust colors. Giving it that metallic-y kind of look. And of course I've got light coming in the windows now because suddenly the sun has decided to shine, which is blinding the camera. I'll try to sit in front of it so it blocks the light a little bit. So I'm just going in the same direction as the edges here. On the feet and that I'm going in little circular motions, just filling in all that space. You know, you look at a Tin Man and think, oh, that's going to be simple. That's just like one or two colors. Then you think about it and go, well, he needs a little bit of rust and he needs a little bit of this. You know, by the time you're done, you've got 10 colors on a Tin Man. So I'm just going in with a little bit of black and just doing those darker areas where his feet are reaching the ground and shadowing each other. Like that. And of course I will go up the legs and that sort of thing and do the black on the edges where it's the darkest, just to blend it in and make sure that it shows that shadow. give that contrast so it doesn't look like it's all just one color, because metal reflects, and it'll reflect itself, or it'll reflect what's around it, and it will show different tones and colors. And of course my husband is home, so if there's any loud noises, I apologize. It's his Saturday, so he's doing stuff, which, is perfectly normal. Now, once again, I will remind you that he will be home next week. So during some of my videos, you may hear him in the background, because it is Thanksgiving week. Next week's All Things Thursday will not be, well, I'll try to film it on Wednesday maybe, so that it'll still be available, but Thursday will be a busy day for me. So I will try to do the video. If I don't get to it, I will try to pre-record it. It all depends upon what gets planned during the week. Like I said, with Bob being home, it may be a little bit more difficult for me to plan any of those things. Of course, Monday is our very first Marker Monday. Yes, we are going to change it a little bit. We're still going to call it Collection Mania Monday, but it will be Marker Collection and not Pencil Collection. So we're starting in our marker collection because we are all done with our pencil collection now. Amazing, huh? I ran out of pencils to show you. And we did have a vote on our Saturday color and chat today on what pencils to feature next week, and we will be featuring the Star Joy Golds next week. So everything that I color next week that I haven't already started with a different color pencil set, I will be coloring with the Star Joy Golds. So stay tuned for that. We will be learning them together because I haven't had a lot of time with them yet. So I'm not 100% confident in my ability to use them. At least not in the way that they were designed to be used anyway. I know how to use a color pencil, but I don't know if I'm all that great with doing it the way that they want you to. I have never been one to do things the way that you're supposed to. I have issues with that. All right. Now I'm going to take the black. That is not the black. And I'm just going to put little bits of hair in here. Little bits of black for that metal. The band. So that you can see the hair. And down here on the neckline, just so you can see the definition between it and the shoulder of the Tin Man and the neck of the Tin Man here. Just redefining those areas. Give him a shadow where his hat is. And in here. And in here. Just making sure that we get all those shadows shadowy. Like so. because if we don't, it's going to look funny. It's going to look incomplete. I won't say it will look funny. It'll just look incomplete. And there we have one tin person all finished up. Now for the next tin person, we're going to go with the bronze again. And we're going to put a little bit more rust on him because he's a little bit older and he's been standing out here a lot longer. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So I'm just going to do all of his shadowy type of areas, especially around his nuts and bolts here. With rust in all his little joints. And around his bolts is all going to be rusty. Because why not? Because he has been standing out in the wet and the cold for a long time. And there we have his rusty self all there. And then we're going to take our silver. We're going to fill it all in. Now I put the rust down first because I want to cover it with the silver, which will dull down that reddish tone that's there. But still maintain that look of rust on metal. Like so. And of course I will go back through and make sure that I get all the shadowy type areas so that you can see the separation between the two tin men. And by the looks of it, with all this hugging going on, looks like the Tin Man found his heart. I do apologize. Somebody seems to be messaging me. And I will get back to them after I'm done the hug. Because hug time is important. To me, anyway, because I love hug time. I'm going to be kind of sad when hug time is over. We've only got a few more to do. This one here is number 93. So that tells me that we have less than a week of hugs left. How awesome is that? I might actually finish a book this year. Ha ha ha! It still counts. It still counts. Even if it is, a small book, it still counts. Now we're going to go in with the black. We're just going to give the definitions. Put that in there. Put in those shadows. Just so that you can tell the difference between the two different objects there. Then over here, there we go. Just going to put in a little bit more shadow under his arm on her as well. There we go. And then down his leg a little. And of course at the bottom of his feet. Just showing that definition there. Alright, there we go. And there we have our Tin Man. And there we go. And now for the axe, we're going to put in our sepia. And put in our sepia there. And then we're going to take our saddle brown. And we're going to fill in the axe handle. And we're going to take our black. And we're going to put in the bolt. And then we're going to take our dark gray. And we're going to do the edges of the axe. And those shadow areas. So this one is going to be her axe, or this person's axe. We're going to put a little tiny bit of rust on the blade. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing for his axe. We'll take some sepia. Now his axe. Oh, this is black. I grabbed the wrong pencil. That's okay, it's dark. So his axe is in the back there. So I'm just going to do it all dark. And silver up here. Like so. Then we'll take our brown rust color and we'll put a little bit of rust on it as well. Because there is no point having rusted tinmen and brand new axes. Right? That's my thoughts on it anyway. Alright, now we're going to do the stumps. First we're just going to base color the stump areas. The base of the stump. The center area where the tree has been cut is going to be a lighter color, of course. However, these are very old stumps, so that is going to be a bit of a grayer, if that's a word. So I've got the sepia here. I'm just doing the shadow area in the back. And I'm going to grab the saddle brown and a little bit of khaki. Blend that all together. And then sepia again. Now we're just doing the deepest shadow back here. And down at the ground where it comes in to the dirt. And then we will take our saddle brown, fill that in. And then we'll take our khaki and blend it. Now for our top part, we're going to take our khaki and we're just going to gently fill that in. And then we're going to take our jasmine and go over the khaki. And then we're going to take our coffee. I'm going to sharpen the coffee. I think the coffee would be the best one for it. Sepia is too dark. And we're going to put in our back side here and our rings. Like so. And there is our first tree stump. Now this one over here, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do it a little bit lighter because it's a little bit younger. Actually do this one with coffee instead of the sepia, which is because it's a lighter wood. And we don't want it to be as dark. So then we're going to take our khaki. Color name khaki. And then we're going to take some green. We're going to go dark green into the shadow areas here where those roots are sticking up. Typically, you wouldn't see grass growing there, but because it is a cut down tree, you're going to see grass growing there. And then we're going to take foliage green and we're just going to fill it in. And then we're going to just fill that all in. All right. And I'll add some darker colors in there as well. So right now we're just blanket coloring the area. Of course, my paper is not cooperating with where I want it to be. Now, in order to protect this book when I'm done with it, I'm actually going to have Bob take a look and see if he can laminate it for me. We'll see how that goes. Alright, now let's take a darker green. Let's see, what do I have here? Let's see, is this too blue? Yeah, it's a little too blue. I need this one. This one. Yeah. So this is moss green. I'm just going to darken up those shadow areas with a little bit of that yellow mossy kind of green. This is the shadow of the woodcutters. Same with back here. It's also the shadow of the woodcutter. Put in the shadows from their feet. And the shadows from the axe on the ground as well. Like so. And there we have our woodcutters. And I'll switch over to the other camera here so you can see it a little bit better. And there we have our woodcutters. And of course I will take a picture and put that in the Instagram. Now I'm just going to grab the black here. And I forgot a small area going down the back of his hat. Just a shadow. There we go. That's better. That's better. I think I'd do the same thing on this side too. Just didn't look right. There. That's a little better. Alright, so let's label this. This is November. And it is the 20th, 2021. And this is Hug number 90. Let's check. Yes, 93. So that is hug number 93. So that is our hug of the day. I hope you have enjoyed the hug. Of course, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. Always and always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, guys, thank you all very much for joining me. Have a wonderful day and a lovely hug. Until then, bye bye for now.